I also felt like I couldn't go into little space even a bit because there was a chance my mom would call for me to do something. Arriving home last night was both amazing and horrible. I was finally in a place where I could be myself, but I was so wound up from the week, I didn't know what to do or how to finally decompress. I tried to settle down by curling up in my fuzziest blanket, my favorite stuffy, and one of my favorite childhood movies while catching up on some work emails, which just made me feel even more exhausted. Whenever I felt like this, I knew sleeping with someone would help get me out of my own head and make me feel normal again. I decided I would go out that night and find someone. I knew from experience that even someone who didn't check all of my boxes but was daddy adjacent would help get me out of my funk. "And don't forget," Gerald said, "there's a happy hour tonight on the 25th floor to welcome some of our co-workers from the Ireland office who are visiting for the week. I expect to see you all there." I cursed inwardly. A happy hour was never just a happy hour at our company. It would go into the evening, maybe later, and I'd have to stay the entire time because that's when the real shop talk would happen. I had already missed one the week before. I couldn't afford to miss another. Stealthily, I messaged Rebecca, who was most likely still at her desk. I asked her if she was going to the happy hour, and she said no, that she and Will had plans. I sent back an angry emoji followed by a crying emoji, but smiled as she sent back a kissing face emoji. Bex was happier than I'd ever seen her, and I was thrilled, even if it meant going to work events on my own. Gerald ended the meeting shortly after that, and we all went back to work. I looked at my calendar to see when I would be free to go out during the week. I had a couple of projects due, but nothing crazy. Then, on Saturday, I had a party that Rebecca invited me to. Some friend of Will's was celebrating something with his girlfriend and had told them to invite whoever they wanted to come. If the invitation was anything to go by, James and Allison seemed like nice people. Since I couldn't go out tonight looking for a daddy to help me, I would go out later in the week. Another day or two wouldn't be so bad. At 4:30 p.m., everyone started chatting, distracted by thoughts of cocktails and many appetizers. It was hard to concentrate with so much chatter, but I couldn't blame them. Roof garden happy hours were swanky. Happy hours up there were usually saved for special events, like celebrating a big company win, a special holiday, or, like tonight, a team from another office coming to visit. There were catered appetizers and bartenders that made signature drinks. I made my way upstairs with the rest of the team, chit-chatting about the week to come. When they asked me how my trip was, I smiled brighter than I felt and told them it was great and very relaxing. Work wasn't really the place to bemoan family or stress. A server came around with a tray full of lobster mac and cheese bites, and I grabbed one before heading to the bar. I recognized the bartender from past events and made meaningful eye contact with her. She started pouring immediately. The drink was ready and put down in front of me just as I reached the bar. Sighing, I picked up the glass and was just about to take a sip when a deep Irish accent spoke. "Now that's some high-class service." A dark-haired man with light scruff on his jaw was casually leaning against the bar with a drink in his hand. He was dressed more casually than anyone else there, in nice-looking jeans and a long-sleeve green Henley which matched the color of his eyes. Maybe they were less formal in the Dublin office. He was smiling at me, showing off his dimples. He looked younger than my usual type, just a little older than me, but he was attractive nonetheless. I smiled back. "I'm a high-class girl." His eyebrows went up a little, and he smiled wider. I tilted my head to the side as I looked at him. He really was cute. If I couldn't hook up with someone, the least I could do was some harmless flirting with someone visiting from another office. I bit my straw before taking a sip and watched the way his eyes were drawn to my mouth. This could be fun.